Right then, hello and welcome back to Colin McRae Rally. Last time we completed the rally school with relative ease, and I put out a poll on what car to use for the Novice Championship. Only had 3 votes, so relatively small amount of votes. We had 1 vote for the Skoda and 2 votes for the Volkswagen Golf. So that is the car we're going to be using. A really, nice little hatchback, not too bad, 250 brake horsepower, and it's front wheel drive, as the rest of the little kit cars are. You got the Renault Megane, you had the Seat Ibiza, and you had the Skoda Felicia. Now, the Novice Championship is very straightforward. There's only 6 rallies of 3 stages rather than the 8 rallies of 6 stages, plus super special stage on some of the rallies. So yeah, this championship is going to go by very quickly, and then of course we'll get onto the intermediates where you're going to pick the car again. So the first round of the rally championship is New Zealand, which wasn't round number 1 in 1998. I think that was like later on in the series. I think round 8 or 9, something like that. But yeah, they couldn't get the championship in order as it was in 1998, so it was all a bit mixed up. But yeah, New Zealand, only 3 stages, like I said. And we have the first stage, which is in Wellsford, 4.9 kilometers. It's cloudy, it's morning, and it's mostly gravel, so no rain. We're going to keep everything is basic, balance speed. We're not going to go for anything too quick. These cars aren't quick anyway, to be fair. So yeah, it's just a case of going flat out on the stage. And most of the corners as well, you don't really have to take, with braking.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1, go. And of course you have the multiple camera views. As I mentioned, we're going to be using the bonnet view for most of the time. But let's have a look at the Lego brick hands again. Oh god, that looks absolutely terrible. I mean, fair enough, it is rendered in 3D, but it just looks bloody awful. I mean, it is literally like you have Kermit the Frog stuck to each hand. It is awful. Now, another thing as well, as I'm getting all this crossed up, is the on-screen display. I will be turning off once we get into the intermediate and the expert championships. I'm purely going to keep it on for the novice, just so everyone can see what it's like. But if you've already seen the PC playthrough of Colin McRae Rally, then you know for a fact I turn it off. Because I think the arrows are a bit of a hindrance as well. They cover up some of the screen. And yeah, it can be a bit of a nuisance. But these stages are relatively easy, so I'm not really taking much notice of the pace notes. 2 seconds up on the second place driver currently. But yeah, these cars very slow in comparison to the WRC machines. They don't really have to brake going around the corners. All you have to do is just let off the throttle and let the car just coast. And yeah, as you can see, already 7 seconds up. It is nice. I do try and get the old Scandinavian flick going occasionally. It's a bit hard to do on the older games, because the physics aren't really that great. I mean, you can tell this was new territory for Codemasters with rally games. It wasn't the greatest. The car bumps and bounces all over the place, and sometimes it can roll the car if you get it wrong. To be honest, the way these cars sound, it sounds very much like a Hoover. Like someone's vacuuming the floor. But there we go, over finish, and we win the stage by 14 seconds. And here we go then. So another thing with the Novice Championship as well is that after every stage you get taken back to the service area rather than every 2 stages like on the intermediate, or sometimes after 3 stages. So yeah, this is pretty much, you don't really need the service area Novice Championship. You're not really going to break the car that badly. But yeah, oh well, it's just one of those things. So another, well, 5.7 kilometer stage, a bit longer, is Okahu. And it's clear morning, and again, it's gravel. No sign of any rain. Going to keep the setup as it is. And just go straight on into stage number 2. Now, I'm pretty fond of the New Zealand and Australian stages as well. They're really flat out, most of them.
5,
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
over jump. Over jump into 3 right.
There is a stage I do always get wrong though, and that is on the Acropolis Rally, or the Greece Rally. And I think it's stage number 2. There's a flat out section near the end. And I always get one of the corners wrong, and I end up going off the side of the stage. And I have to keep literally threading the car between 2 trees. And sometimes I have got it wrong, and the car has gone flying and rolling and every which way. Now this technically is the 4th time playing through this game. I've already done the PC version, and I've already played this game, you know, casually many times over the years. But recently I've also done a full non-stop continuous playthrough for the second channel as well, which is going to be scheduled for upload on Friday the 24th of December, so good old Christmas Eve. And I think it took about 9 hours to render, because it's 4.5 hours long. And my god, it was so monotonous. You know, this game is brilliant, but I mean, after a while, going through the championships multiple times, it does tend to wane a little bit on your nerves. Especially Indonesia. All the rallies are fine, apart from Indonesia. That is the hardest rally, and it always has been the hardest rally in this entire game. Especially in the night stages. The night stages on this game are the absolute worst. I mentioned in the PC version is that the stages are just way too dark. You can't really tell the corners that are coming up until it's too late. I mean, yeah, you got the pace notes there, but I mean, it's just, you know, some corners, they don't give you the length of when the corner's coming up. Say some of the newer games, like right, left, 40, or so you've got like 40 yards to think about when the corner's coming up. No, not on this one. They just say, like, right 4, and you just got to blag it and hope for the best, especially on the night stages, like I said. But, oh well, we'll get through it. It's all going to be good. And the PlayStation version is actually a little bit more difficult than the PC version. The AI do put up a little bit more of a fight, especially when you get to the expert mode. Some of the stages are more or less nigh on impossible to win. So, yeah, that's going to be good fun. But there we go. Look at that, green across the entire board, and we're going to handbrake it around the hairpin. And pick up another stage win, and yeah, every single sector is going to be green. Lovely. 1948. Well, well, well. So there we go. Steen, Gomez, Rovanpera, Cruz, Magnus, and Buglaski in the top 8. And yeah, we're leading 6 minutes 3 seconds by 6:37. So we're leading by a good 6 minute, or sorry, 34 seconds, or thereabouts. So yeah, there we go. So that is stage number 2 done. Back to the service area we go, and this time we have to put on wet grooves because it is raining. So yeah, 70% wet gravel and 30% wet mud. So this is going to be good. I don't know about you as well. I do like to look at the stages and think they look like something. That looks like a dancer with a badly broken leg and very, very long arms. Maybe a Slender Man in stage form. There you go. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
1 right. 5 left into 2 left. Long 3 right.
But I'll tell you what though, the Novice Championship is the most fun to do because you can really fling the cars around the corners. And even though they're tight, you can really, you know, without too much hassle, get the car around the corner without breaking too much traction.
Right into 3 left.
Like there, see? Already 1 second up.
Crest into square right. 5 left. 1 left over crest into 2 right. 4 left opens. Over bump. Square left. 2 right.
5 seconds up. So this should be another green section across the board for each of the sectors.
Into square left, K bank. Caution, square right, through narrow gate.
Onto the muddy field.
Right. 4 right, tightens. Into square right, through narrow gate. Square right.
Oh, and the car understeered a little bit. That's the thing with the front wheel drive machines, they do like to understeer. So if you go over a little bump
1 left into
and you
2
try and
right.
correct it, sometimes the car won't
Square left.
go to where you're pointing the car and just slide off into the undergrowth, but it's alright. They're going relatively slow enough anyway, you can catch it.
Square left into square right, through narrow gate. 4 left.
Oh, we lost some time. It's not going to be green on each of the sectors.
Over crest. into 3
4.89.
right. Over crest into 2 left. Over crest into 2 left. Over bump, K bank. Long 5 right. 4 right. 2 left.
See, I remember when I first played this, back in the day, I had issues with the disc.
5
Well, it wasn't necessarily the disc, it was the laser of the PlayStation,
long 3 right.
which I had fixed, and it still works now. You know, that's the original console that I still have now, which works absolutely fine, as you can see. But on Australia, the stages wouldn't load, particularly stages 3 and 4. So what I had to do was prop the PlayStation on its side and sway it back and forth so that the laser could read the disc. And then eventually, I think after like 4 or 5 minutes, it would read the stages. But yeah, someone left a comment, I can't remember your name, sorry about that, but someone did leave a comment saying that they also had issues with the Australian stages because their disc was scratched, I think. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Australia always seems to be like that ever since I can remember. But again, Australia, some of the most fun stages, some of the most flat out stages. No Finland, of course, in the first Colin McRae.
Over jump.
That was to come in the second game a couple of years later. And there we go, that is the Rally of New Zealand complete, and we win by 14 seconds. So yeah, there we go then. So Rally of New Zealand wrapped up. We got a 3 minutes 40 on that stage. Congratulations, you set the record for the New Zealand Stage 3. Makaru. Lovely. And 9 minutes 44 to 10 minutes 32. So yeah, we win by an absolute mile, which is not too bad. And we get the full 10 points for the championship so far. Points go 10, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Steen was second, Cruz, Gomez, Magnus, Buglaski, and Rovanpera. Where was Alistair McRae? Oh, he didn't even score points. He was 8th. So there we go. So I will save the game. Actually, no, I will... oh, yes, I'll save the game. Why not? So yeah, next up then is going to be the Rally of Greece, if I remember correctly. You completed the Rally of New Zealand. Now, let's see how you do in the next round of the Novice Championship, which again is Greece. And we'll do that next time. So I'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much for watching, as always. And I'll see you for round 2 of the Novice Championship from the Acropolis Rally. Thanks for watching, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.